Okay, so let's get started. I want to welcome everybody today to Marketing Trends for 2020. We're going to look at some of the things that happened in 2019 and that will carry forward into 2020, and some of the trends that you can look for when it comes to digital marketing going forward. So for those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Marsha Pearson. Yes, that's my picture. And my company is Market Your Socks Off. That's my email address. Please note it. If you have questions afterwards, feel free to reach out to me. If you are on a regular computer, you can usually catch a screenshot by clicking. There's a little camera image. I'm using GoToWebinar, so you can catch a screenshot of whatever I show. I am going to give the slides and the recording of today's session to SCORE Bucks County, who are our hosts today. And with that said, just a little commercial for them. If you're not using a mentor from SCORE, hey, maybe 2020 is your year. You can go to buckscounty.score.org to find out what's going on for that chapter, and they'll set you up with somebody who can help your business. Here's the thing, they don't run your business. They don't tell you what to do. Rather, they help you to sleuth out those things that may be keeping you from going forward in your business and help you go on with what's going on. So I have one question from someone already. Will there be a notes PDF of the webinar, or should I? You should probably take your own notes, Emily, but I am going to give the slides to SCORE so they can send them out to you guys. I have someone who says they can't hear me. Of course, if they can't hear me, I can't tell them. Maybe they should just restart. Let me just go there and tell them. Okay, there. Since I'm by myself here, we'll just send that to them. Okay, so the phone number for SCORE Bucks County, 215-943-8850. Schedule a session with a mentor and do yourself a favor, not just one session, but try and meet with that mentor over a few sessions to get a real feeling of how they can help your business. I think that they work really hard as an organization of all volunteers to help other small businesses find success, as I do too. All right, so let's go into this. Now, some of these things may seem like they should go together in a different way than they do, but sometimes there are so many nooks and crannies to digital marketing these days, as you all know. So oops. Okay, so first thing, really big last year and this year is the effort to personalize what you're doing. And it goes beyond just saying, Marsha, here's an email for you, or Marsha, this might interest you. And I've gotten quite a few subject line fails when it comes to that. As an example, it might say something like, news you can use, exclamation point, Marsha. Well, it should say news you can use, comma, Marsha, exclamation point. Or if you didn't put the comma, fine, but don't put my name after the exclamation point. So learn how to use that personalization when it comes to that. And also what's funny is that sometimes people find it creepy if you're using personalization and they don't really know you yet. If you've done business with them, that's different. But sometimes an excess use of personalization in an email can be a little bit off-putting because it seems creepy that someone's talking to you in a familiar way when they don't even know you yet. But when we talk about the personalized experience, and for those of you who are paying attention, I did not change the screen's staying the same. We're really talking about the overall online experience. A really good example that I like to use, and I couldn't find a screen to show you, is I get coupon offers from the local grocery store. So we have two here. We have Wegmans and we have Giant. I happen to love them both. They each have their own pluses and minuses. Wegmans does a fabulous job of personalizing my experience. So when they feed me coupons, they feed me coupons for things I might possibly purchase. And a few things might be outside of what I purchase normally, but they think, well, maybe she might, because I get that. And that would be something like butternut squash that's already cut up for $5 or $10, which is ludicrous for me, but they think I might be interested, which is fine. Giant, on the other hand, does not do things just for me. They feed me things like baby wipes and baby diapers and Johnson's baby soap. I'm 64 years old, in case you didn't see the gray hair in my picture before. I never had any children, and they really don't take my buying experience in the store. I shop there every single week and turn that into ka-ching gold for them. Instead, they send me things that would annoy me. And so that's what I mean by personalizing the experience. So if you're sending out an email and you have a split audience, I like to use the example of, I work with Briarbush, a local nature center down here in Montgomery County. And let's say they have people who love birds and they have people who love butterflies. Well, you're going to really annoy that butterfly audience if you always send them things about bird watching, but never anything about butterflies, even though they've expressed an interest in butterflies. What's really kind of funny is Amazon, who does this really, really well, has been sending me these emails lately about some kind of a street coat, and I can't quite figure, they call it like a punk street coat or something, and I can't quite figure out how they've connected that with me. But the other way that personalization happens online in a way that annoys all of us happens because of something called cookies, and we all have known cookies for eons. But the world is changing when it comes to the use of those cookies and how they work. And we're able to now turn them off, for instance, and turn off that suggestive experience. One thing that's funny for me when it comes to that is that I'm a partner with Constant Contact. Many of you who know me have known that I've been a partner with them for like a dozen years. Well, if I go searching around the web, I see a lot of Constant Contact ads. I mean, that's sometimes all I see is like 5 of them along the side of a page. Or Infusionsoft, I'm also, or Keep, they changed their name. I also see their ads because I'm a partner with them. So sometimes they kind of miss the mark only because they don't realize that you're a partner with that organization, and that's why you spend time on their website, because you're a partner. So personalization goes beyond just using someone's name in the email, but also understanding what their experience is, what interests them, what do they want to do. I've started doing more with network marketing recently. I want to contact other people who have an interest. I don't want to talk to people who don't. Otherwise, you're just annoying people, and that's not what my goal is. My goal is to help people do better in all the things that they do in life. So social media, blog posts, conversations, understanding where people are and giving them a personalized feel. Incidentally, if you do have questions, you can just pop them into the question box. I can answer them as we go along, or just, save them to the end. Okay, Instagram. So they've made a lot of changes in their feed. One of the things was the hiding of the likes. And I understand the reasons why they did that, but people are all up in arms about it. And the reason they did it is there's been a lot of online sensitivity towards different people with different genders, people of different ages. And we're finding that more and more we have young people who are online. So YouTube made big changes, Instagram made big changes, and the hiding of likes has to do with our young people. And I don't care either way from my point of view, and I understand both sides of the coin and why it should be like this. Instagram and Facebook, their Creator Studio. Now, if you've not used the Creator Studio, it's great. And you need a Facebook page, and you'd also need a business Instagram profile. And P.S., you can use it only if you have a Facebook page. And you might want to convert your Facebook page to make sure it's a business page and there is a slight difference. You can just go to business.facebook.com. And if you go to business.facebook.com/Creator Studio, that's going to bring you to the Creator Studio. And I'm just going to pop over there and show you mine. I'm just going to pop over there. Hold on, I'll find it. Oh, I see it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is what my Creator Studio looks like. And I can create a post here for any of the pages that I'm on and schedule them here. So you may notice on some of you, sometimes on your pages, you can't schedule from the page anymore. And I think they're trying to get people to come over to Creator Studio here. So I can go and look at all of my pages, or I can just choose to view just one page. So I can unselect all and just pick one page and view their posts. And so these would be the posts for one page. I can go to my content library, and it's not feeding me content. It's just simply giving me an opportunity to upload content more in a more organized way. And it means you can upload here to your Instagram. It's my Instagram up here at the top. If I'm on Instagram, it's purple. Or Facebook up here at the top in the middle. I can switch back and forth very quickly and easily. So it does give you a chance now to schedule posts on Instagram, which up till now, sometimes you couldn't do that unless you're using, I use something called Groom, GRUM.co. There is no M, just Groom.co. And that's great for scheduling, but you can also use this now for free, because that's their thing. All right, see if I can hop back over here. Okay, so that's the Creator Studio. I think it's a great tool, and I recommend you go over and give it a shot. Instagram, IGTV, they've expanded it, and now you can put regular size videos. A 16:9 video is just a regular HD video like you'd see on YouTube more often. So they've added previews in the feed. So the expansion of that, I think I think it came in response to other things coming out like TikTok, which we're going to talk about briefly in a few minutes. But you can also do advertising on IGTV. Facebook campaign budget. Now, let me see by a show of hands, how many of you are doing advertising on Facebook, if anybody? Okay, so I don't really see hardly any hands going up, just a couple. Just put those down. So if you're using Facebook ad campaigns, they have now a new artificial intelligence system that helps you with your ad budgets so you can better manage costs. And you can just Google that on Facebook's page. That sounds funny, right? Google it on Facebook. TikTok. So TikTok now has self-service ads, and you just go to ads.tiktok.com. If you've not explored your inner TikTok, I recommend you do it. However, I will say that TikTok is a time suck. It's a little like Pinterest, except with little videos. You get on it and then you can't leave it alone because it's just so fascinating, and it is fascinating. But they're little tiny mini videos that just keep, hold on one second there, Frank, that just keep going and going. And I mean, it's fascinating. But if you want to do advertising on on that platform, you might want to give it a try, especially if you have, I would say, a younger audience. I'd say 30 or younger. TikTok might be a good place for you to go. Facebook. Here we go. Business.facebook.com for you, Frank. Okay. And the question, isn't TikTok very controversial? What do you know about that? In terms of its controversy, I think it's because it's so appealing to young folks. But if you want to use it as a platform for advertising, I can tell you that that's where larger advertisers put their money. I mean, it's really just a bunch of short videos. So might consider giving it a try. You can at least look into it and see. I didn't look at it to see how much ads cost or what it would be. I know on Snapchat, advertising is ridiculous if you want to advertise for the small business. YouTube. It's about time they finally rolled out their YouTube Studio. I love the new YouTube Studio. It makes it a lot easier to upload videos and get things going. If you've been a YouTuber like I have, who uploads to YouTube, in the early days of YouTube, several years ago, it used to take forever for a video to upload. Now you can upload a fairly good-sized video in practically no time at all, and the YouTube Studio gives you a better chance to optimize. The other thing it has changed in YouTube now, and it just was in the last couple of weeks, is that when you upload a video, you must say whether or not it's appeals to young children and whether children appear in your videos. Those for children do not have a like thing anymore. You can't like them. LinkedIn Live, it's about time. I have not explored this. I wanted to explore it, but I didn't have a chance to do it. And I'm a little nervous about going, just posting something live to my feed on LinkedIn that's just like a test, because it seems kind of hokey. At the same time, maybe I'll try and do it in a little while. So the question with regard to TikTok is suspected Chinese spy platform. You know, it's a funny thing about that, Laura. I don't think that they're trying to spy on us. If you saw some of the videos on TikTok, I'm not sure how much they're spying going to get from the people who upload to there. But I think I don't think it's going away anytime soon, regardless of our thoughts with regard to international espionage. Okay, but that's just me. Okay, Facebook groups. Ooh, big changes here. They now have something called group badges, which you can explore, and the ability to format your posts a little bit more, events, watch parties, group analytics, and also the ability for pages to join groups and to post in groups. So let's pop over there. All right, so I have a couple of groups here to look at. This is a group that I happen to belong to for ManyChat. ManyChat is a Facebook messaging app that you can use to create automated messaging. As you can see, they have over here on the left about, which is about the company and the group or whoever owns it. Discussion, which is this typical feed, which is what we normally go to. For this company, we also have mentorship. So if you want to become a mentor in this community, they have people who want to learn more about how to use Facebook Messenger and people who don't mind teaching that. Announcements, typically those are from the head of the group, members of the group, obviously. Events, they have quite a few events here, which is kind of cool. The last one was in December, but I'm sure they'll have something else coming up. If you want to see the videos listed by the group or photos, you can upload files, but you could always upload files, but they didn't have a place where you could just see the files, which is kind of neat. So if you want to read this, you know, so this was probably attached to a post that said, hey, here's something you might find interesting, and you can attach it right there. Other recommendations and a watch party, which is what's really cool. I have somebody who really uses that a lot. So I can say start a watch party, and I can invite people who belong to this group to the watch party that I'm creating. This is my own page, and what I've done is I've gone over here under more to edit group settings. And under the group settings, that's where you're going to see the description, location, etc., any apps you've attached. any pages that you've linked, and those pages are typically linked by the person who owns the group. Okay, web address, and you can make it, here we've made it specific to facebook.com/group/marketsmart. Okay, sections. And this one we've added a section called social learning units, and I'm going to show you that. You can decide what you want members to be able to do and who's able to post. It's not really a group, in my opinion, if you only say only the admins can post, because no one wants to know only what the admins have to say. They want to be able to be part of the conversation. I didn't get the same out if you're a business page. Diane, what we're looking at here is a Facebook group, not a business page. So it's a little bit different than a business page. So it works a little bit differently. But you'll see over here on the side that I have something called units that didn't exist for ManyChat. And I can create social learning units. So I can create a curriculum, track completion of posts and goals, etc. So it's I can create like a little learning thing, which is really cool. And since I'm just moving into more network marketing, it'll be where I'll probably be putting the first unit of learning for people who might want to do that. Group quality, it talks about the quality of your group. All right, and so there's a lot of things to choose from there. So a page is a little bit different than a group, and Facebook has been moving more towards groups. The reason for that, let me just hop back over to my slides. The reason Facebook has been moving more towards groups, they put it last year a greater focus on community. So Facebook pages don't have as much clout as groups do. And should you do both a group and a page? My answer to that, Diane, is yes. However, let me give you an example. First of all, I made kind of a mistake because my Facebook page is called Market Your Socks Off, and I called my group Market Your Socks Off. So I confused myself. So I think I might have to change the name of my group, only because I get so confused because they're the same. So your group might be something different, but let me give you an example of what kind of group. So if you are, there's a Harleysville bike up in Harleysville, and they have their page for Harleysville bikes, but they also have a page specifically for people interested in BMX biking, that kind of road biking or whatever it is. I don't know that much about the topic, but I will tell you that that means that's a segment of. And remember, when we first started today's webinar, we started talking about personalization and personalized experiences, and groups can be part of that personalized experience. There's a really cute commercial for Facebook on TV with a guy with this Basset Hound dog, and he says, it was a sea of other kinds of dogs out there, and then all of a sudden he finds the Basset Hound group, and they're having a meetup at the beach, and he goes there and finds all these people with Basset Hounds. And it's just a great commercial which gives you an idea. It's not all dogs, it's just Basset Hound dogs. So the same thing, it's not all bikers, it's BMX biking. So if you have a particular segment of your group, of your company, or that is your market, target that segment with your group. And that's what I'm probably going to be doing with my group, is targeting a segment of my audience, which are network marketers. So question here. Why are some options in IG missing? Example, the music sticker is for some people, and I used to be able to select a filter and go live with it. Now I have to go live first and then select a filter. Dahlia, I don't know the answer to that, but I think that if it's something that they changed, I don't know if there's anything that you can do about the changes that Facebook/Instagram make. And incidentally, Facebook purchased Instagram, and so that's why they're so closely tied together. Okay, content. content is still king. I mean, it's still creating a content strategy for yourself. And I'm very closely aligned with a gentleman by the name of Matt McWilliams. Matt McWilliams is a big affiliate marketer, and I do a lot with affiliate marketing. And you're welcome to go and check him out. I think it's mattmcwilliams.com. The things he shares is phenomenal, and it's things that we all can learn from, even if you're not into affiliate marketing. But look him up. But what he showed recently, because I'm in one of his groups called AIM, as affiliate marketing strategy group, is how they set out their Black Market strategy, Black Friday strategy, excuse me. And it starts with really doing granular planning. I mean, they start at the top, but they granularly plan what emails they're going to send, when they're going to send them, what they're going to say, what the page is going to look like on their website that people will go to, so that you can elect what you want to participate in for Black Friday. So when you get to his page for Black Friday, it has all the offers that he's making. He's found companies that have special deals, whether it's Amazon or other people that he associates with or whatever. But he really looked at the strategy. And so my suggestion to you would be to set a campaign, set a completion date. When is the campaign meant to be completed? What do you want your goal to be for that campaign? And then set about how you're going to do that using social media and email marketing. And email marketing really, really is the core. So if you're not using email marketing, you are missing a huge segment of what's going on. As a matter of fact, just last week, I met with a client who hasn't talked to me since 2015. And he called me and he says, you know, I really need to start doing something with email marketing. He's rolling out a new website and wants to make some changes. In 2015, we talked about email marketing. That was 5 years ago. And he hasn't done anything with it since then, missing a huge opportunity. And what was his complaint in 2015? I don't have email addresses for all of the people who are on my list, whether they're companies or whatever. Well, you set out to get them and to get permission from them to be able to send them by email. Instead, he was spending $65,000 a year for postcards. So it's a big difference. So we want to look at an integral plan against all channels. And that's my task to you, is to look at how you can set up a plan to get across what you need to get across so that you can get more clients to do the things to connect with you. Know what direction you want to go and who do you want to speak to. And if you have a multi-market of people, pick one segment. Pick one segment and look to that segment. So it goes back to what we said a few minutes ago as well, is that you're going to look at what audience you want to speak to and speak to that part of the audience. And don't worry about the other people. So if you're a chiropractor and you know people who have fibromyalgia, speak to that group and what really bothers them. Don't speak to everybody. And it doesn't mean you can't service everybody, but just pick a group and drill down. I promise you, you'll have greater success. It's that personalized experience, that experience that you know exactly what's bothering that person. We like to call it a pain point, but it's not always pain. In the case of a mom that's really busy, it's that she's really busy. It's that the baby won't stop crying. It's, you just make a list of those things that could be bothering someone and say, which is the thing that might be the most? Or do a survey or interview people and see what bothers them the most. And you're going to have a bigger success with your content. I have a question. Is there a certain IG and FB newsletter that we should be subscribed to receive notifications about updates? I think that you can subscribe at Facebook, business.facebook.com, to their newsletter updates. Just search around for it and see if you can find it. Typically, marketing people will subscribe to those kinds of things from Facebook. I don't think Instagram has a separate one. Generally, Facebook puts those out, Ellie. All right, next, content authenticity. Consumers distrust advertising and marketing. That's just it. They hate us. 86% of consumers state that authenticity is important. And so user-generated content, in the industry, it's called UGC. I just don't like acronyms, those little three-letter things. That's just... So user-generated content is content that's directly created by the user of your product and then posted to social media. And there's one company that has the over-the-top advantage over everybody else, and that's GoPro. Okay, because anybody can do anything with GoPro, and it's just really cool. You're seeing somebody doing something really neat, you know, zip lining or whatever it might be. You're seeing it right from their point of view, and so it's really cool. GoPro is used on professional skiers when they're skiing down, you know, tracks, you know, and then you see them fall, and you see everything in real time right from how they see it. It's either on their helmet or strapped to their chest. So user-generated content on your point of view, what do you have or do that's going to get other people to upload it and tag you so that they know it comes from you? A little bit more about personalization. Personalized messages using information from the person, okay, knowing what their wants and desires are, what's interesting to them, okay? And automation. So automation might be able to help you out. And chatbots are one of the things that makes that happen. It's not new in 2020, but I find that it's not really going away. As a matter of fact, it's becoming more something people are using for marketing. And ManyChat, whose group page I used a few minutes ago is just manychat.com, is where you can set up an automated chatbot which works through the Facebook Messenger system. There are a couple of them for LinkedIn that are available. They're very expensive, I think. And what that means is if you can connect with somebody on LinkedIn, now you can have something that automatically goes to them and says, hey, you know, great to connect with you. By the way, here's my free download. You know, feel free, my 10 tips to fill in the blank, whatever it is. So you're creating little touch points that happen for the customer. A really good example of a chatbot usage is someone who wants to sell homes. So you have a realtor who wants to sell homes. Someone's connected with the chatbot and it says, hey, welcome, you know, I'm Marsha's chatbot. So I'm here helping Marsha out. And if you'd like, you can tell me whether or not you want to buy or sell a home. And they say, yeah, I'd like to sell my home. So they click the button for selling and it says, that's great. Would you like to sell it yourself? And they say, yes. It takes them through a few questions to help them determine whether or not they can sell it themselves. And it's basically creating a scoring system in the background, which allows them to do that. So it gives you insight into what the audience is looking for and what they want to do, and also a way to connect and deliver information. So now at the end of talking with that person who wants to sell their home, you can deliver to them a PDF branded from you that tells them how they can sell their home. What are some tips that they can take into account? So you're not saying, call me. You're simply saying, you can do this. Here's some things that might help you out. They're great for data collection, chatbots. So now you begin to know things about people and what they're doing. And it really is the tip of the iceberg. It's a way greater opportunity to begin to deliver the right message to the right person. Somebody said they lost my sound. Can the rest of you hear me? Anybody? Can you hear me? Anybody? Oh, good. So somebody can. So I'm hoping that the person who can't, I'll just Let her know. Send her a little message here. Okay, let's see if she can. Okay, great. So right away. So delivering the right message to the right person and connecting with them. So in this thing, you know, someone who's looking for vegetarian restaurants, connecting them with what they want. Okay, and Google is really, really good at that. Oops, wait, I clicked on. Social messaging has gotten huge. Okay, Facebook garners the biggest part of that. Okay, with 1.3 billion monthly active users on Facebook Messenger. So I'm not saying it's something you should do, but I think it's something you should consider, and consider whether it's something you can do yourself and set up, whether it's something you can have someone do for you, and how you want to do that. Oh, good. Someone said my sound was gone, but it's back. I'm glad to be back. Okay, 2 billion messages sent between people and businesses every month. Okay, so you can use that. So I don't do this, but you could. Instead of a contact form on your website, you could use Messenger as a contact form. Because once you use Messenger as a contact form and people have contacted you and asked their question, you don't have to bug them. But every now and then, like once a month, you could send out a message to people and say, hey, my monthly email is out, and give them a link to the monthly email. Now, let's say you send that monthly email out by email to people. And let's say that I get it by email, but I also get a message on Messenger saying it came out. I will tell you that every day I probably get about 200 promotional emails. So if yours is among them, there's a good chance I could miss it. So if you're also connecting me via Messenger, I don't have 200 people connecting to me via Messenger. As a matter of fact, I have like 0. So I might happen to see it there, even if I missed it in the other place. So if you send out your monthly email via email, more people are likely to see it there, but just in case, you put it on Facebook, saying your page, saying, hey, my monthly email is out, here's a link to it. You put it in your Messenger, hey, here's my email, and in your group or whatever you have, so that you're connecting everything together. So that even though it's just a monthly email, not just, but you know, you can connect with people using that. WhatsApp, you cannot really do advertising in WhatsApp, but you might connect with people who are users who might be interested in you. Okay, so there's just a couple of things to keep in mind. The video. So we talked a little bit about video before and about YouTube and LinkedIn, but just know that you can use video on just about any platform now, and you can go live in many, on just about all of them now. You can go live on Facebook, you can go live on LinkedIn, you can go live on Twitter. Twitter's used to be Periscope, now it's just on Twitter, okay? But keep your eye on the details. If you have subtitles, make sure you use them. Video length, the best video length is usually around 90 seconds, not longer. A minute is good. That your title is enticing and that you use a good title. And most importantly, that you use high quality sound. I use, sitting here at my desk, something called a Yeti microphone. So if you like my sound, this is a Yeti microphone. And so this is how it sounds. It ran me about $100, maybe a little over, maybe 120. And when I am out and not near my microphone here, I use with my cell phone a lapel mic. Hold on, I'll tell you which one. Okay, I got it. It's called Youmic, Y-O-U-M-I-C. And so that's the one that I use, and I think the sound quality is good. And they have www.youmic.audio, youmic.audio. But I ordered that on Amazon as well as the Yeti. So just remember to tailor it to the platform, audience, and campaign, even though you can now upload a regular 16:9 video or HD video to Instagram. It still might be a good idea to upload a square one if you can. And I have a deal on my website for InVideo. I think it's just marketyoursocksoff.com/InVideo, INVIDEO. And it gives you an opportunity to use InVideo's platform for $49 one time, no additional charges, which is what I really like. I'm kind of going away, if possible, from things that you have to pay for month after month after month. Even if it's just $10 a month, it's $120 a year. Or if you're going to do videos and you just want to upload your own videos and do your own little editing, add some words, add some interesting punch, add your own music, InVideo is the place to do that kind of editing part once you've recorded it on your phone. So the other thing is just to go live, not just video, but live. It definitely deserves something for your attention. A lot of people are beginning to do it. I think that one of the downfalls for most small businesses, somebody's asking, is that 90 seconds just for ads? If you go live, you're probably going to go live longer. We're going to talk about that in a few seconds. But yeah, if you're going to upload a video, you might want to keep it short if possible. 3 minutes would be the outside length, because people aren't going to sit there and watch it and watch it and watch it. I mean, get to the point already, right? And those videos that say, oh, wait till the end. Well, you wait, and you're like, oh, please, leave me alone. I don't care about, if the little dog barks at me or not. Okay, so going live. When you go live, you want to go live for longer than just a couple of minutes. And where most businesses fail is that they fail to announce it enough to get an audience. And what I mean by that is, if you tell me 2 weeks in advance that you're going to go live today at noon, I'm going to forget about it. Even if it's in my calendar, other things begin to come along, including lunch. And I'd rather eat my egg salad sandwich than go watch a video, if I'm not right in front of my computer. So you need to remind people of it over and over again as you get closer and closer. So one day before, you need to say, hey, we're going live tomorrow at noon. And then that same day in the morning, hey, we're going to go to live at noon. And then like 5 to 10 minutes before, we're going live, in just a couple of minutes. Come on, join us now. Because that's when people are they're like, oh, they're going to go live now. Well, let me just go over there. All right. So building it up enough and giving it enough of an interest so that people will want to join you, and that you are targeting that audience who will be interested in what you have to say. Remember, we talked a few seconds ago about the pain points and what interests people and what they really want to know and what they really want to see. So social media has taken over. Well, duh, we know that, okay? If you're not on social media, you don't exist, and that is the truth. And I will tell you, one of the things that in the last part of this year, because I'm dealing now with a new audience, is that people don't always pay enough attention to their LinkedIn, but it's the first place I go if I'm going to be working with someone. I want to see their LinkedIn profile. I want to know a little bit more about them. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, there are maybe a few of you on here who it may not apply to. But I will say that for most of you, and there's quite a big group here, you should be looking at your LinkedIn profile, redoing your blurb about yourself, and make sure that that is in human speak, not using a lot of jargon and big words just because they look like big words. But what can I really know about you? And what's important for me to know about you? It's the first place I'm going to look. And also the picture on profile picture should not be a picture of your dog. It should be a picture of you. So if possible, please put a picture of yourself. I realize you're thinking, geez, I don't like to look at myself in a picture. Well, nobody does. I used to have an eagle in my profile picture on LinkedIn. That's the truth. And I finally just came into myself and said, I'm just going to do it. Because guess what? You don't look worse than anybody else. So just do it. Pay to play. So a few years ago, like it was actually in 2018, Facebook changed how things work for the most part, so that if you had a page and you had a post on a page, it wasn't going out to very many people. And the reason for that was they were beginning to do this move towards communities that we talked about. It's not altogether a bad thing, because when you're going to do an advertisement, you're going to be able to target an audience that works better for you. And guess what? If you want to start advertising on Facebook, they have actual people who work at Facebook that you can actually talk to, who will help you get started and understand that Facebook pixel and how it works to bring in an audience. It's fascinating. And it's not one of the things that I'm going to spend a lot of time on today, but anytime that you can add a pixel to a page where you're going to send people, now you're increasing your ability to advertise to them in a more targeted way, because now you're targeting people who not just like my website, so I can target those people, but I can also target people that go to any of my lead pages or any of the other pages that I would send them to. So it's really kind of cool. Google came up with the term micro moments. And I think this is pretty ingenious. And if you can take a picture of this slide, think about where you fit when it comes to consumers looking for you. Do they want to come to you because they want to know something? That would be like this whole house would be, or something like that. Hold on, I'm going to come back to questions in just a few seconds, Christy. Do they want to come to you because they want to go somewhere? Okay, that would be like they want to go out to eat. Are you a restaurant or a bakery? Something they can do. Maybe you have a zoo, Elmwood Park Zoo, or you have an amusement park, someplace where people can do things, a library. They want to buy. Can they buy from you online? And if they can buy from you, how are they going to find you? So it's the consumer behavior that Google is basing decisions from consumers on. And this is how they're basing their searches. So if people begin to search, they've found that it's one of these four corners is what people are generally searching for. I have a question. What email software do you use? I have used MailChimp, SendPulse, etc. Is anything free that's bad? There's nothing free that's good, period. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Because when you work with MailChimp and you want to send something to, let's say you have a list of people who like birds and a list of people like butterflies, but you want to send something general nature about there and it's going to appeal to both audiences, you have to send the email twice. Now you might have somebody on both lists because they like both things. Now they're going to get that email from you twice because you can't combine it together. So there are a lot of pitfalls. Also, you don't have an option in MailChimp to segment when someone clicks on a button. So if they click on a button, they're just simply clicking on a button and going somewhere where you're sending them to the butterfly page, let's say. But you're not able to really say, hey, this person clicked here, let's segment them out and tag them or add them to a different list so that we can market to them smarter in the future. Instead, it just simply is a button. Where if you use something else. Now, I use Infusionsoft, which is now Keap, KEAP.com. So that's me. And that's like, I call it kind of Uber tagging or Uber targeting an audience. Okay, really dividing them up. But with Constant Contact, if you want to send out an email, and let's say you have a list of people who like birds and a list of people who like butterflies, but you want to send them out something about a nature walk that's going to incorporate both things, you can just select, you can prepare your email, then select both lists, and it's smart enough to know to just send it to John Doe once, not to send it to him twice just because he's on both lists. So you're really dealing with one pool of contacts rather than two pools. And it's just simply saying we're taking this pool of contacts and tagging them, if you would, rather than a list, with this list or this list or this list, saying this where they want to be. Where in MailChimp you have a group of contacts which are this group and a group of contacts which are this group. And if you have somebody in both groups, they're counted twice as a contact. So it's not one pool of contacts, it's in that case two pools of contacts or however many you have. And that's why from Matt McWilliams I get 2 emails, because somehow he has me in 2 groups, even though he has me only sending it to the same email address. So it's annoying to me because I get it twice from him. And I just have to send him an email and say, you know, take me out of one of those. But I just haven't done that. But it's annoying. So my suggestion to those of you on a budget is to use Constant Contact. Up to 500 contacts is only 20 bucks. And P.S. you can sign up through me, marketyoursocksoff.com/constant contact, and then I become your helper for free. I don't charge extra. So if you want me for free, that's easy to do. So don't use free email software if you can help it. It's a good way to get started, but then switch out. Okay, alternative search formats. Moving on. Voice search has become very important, and I pretty much use it not every single day, but just about a voice search. Anytime I want to know about something, I just pick up my phone and say, hey, Google, because I have a Samsung phone, but all of us use either Siri or something, or Alexa or whatever it is for voice search. And P.S. speaking of Alexa, now you're going to have more ads in Alexa. You know, when it says, you know, Alexa, what's the weather today? The weather is 55 degrees. And now a word from our sponsor, you know, that kind of thing. And you'll likely have to pay a price to opt out. So every time that one of us gets something like Alexa in our home, besides being open to all the things, it's funny that earlier someone mentioned in the question box about TikTok in China. Well, I don't think it's much different when it comes to Alexa and some of the other things, whether it's Google Home or all those kinds of things. So I'm going to ask a question. I'm just going to put hands down to be sure. I'm going to ask, how many of you have an Alexa in your home or Google Home or one of those kinds of things? So I see actually not that many hands going up, so it's kind of interesting. Because we also do not, and I guess we're just suspicious. So, so it's funny here. Somebody says they spy on you. I think they spy on you too. Okay, but let's face it, everybody can spy on us one way or another, whatever we do, whether you turn on the television or turn on your computer. And there are a few things you can do to get them to not spy on you, but most of us don't always do those things. But nonetheless, you'll notice that to purchase an Alexa has gotten pretty inexpensive. And that's because it started out expensive because they knew they could do it. It was new, it was fresh. People are going to go, ooh, I want it. Then it's gotten cheaper and cheaper, so that now they've gotten to a point where it's less expensive. So if you're going to have it in your home, you'll likely begin to see advertising, but you can opt out of advertising by paying a price. And what is that price? Pay out monthly or annually or whatever. Okay. All right, security and data privacy. Okay, it's not new. Okay, this is really not new. I just left this in here from last year. Trust in media is declining. Okay, so we want to be sure that people can trust us. So you need to build and maintain that trust in people. Because if you don't, we're going to have the same laws in place in the United States that they have in Europe with the GDPR, which went into effect last year, or the CASL laws, CASL, in Canada, which went into effect a couple of years ago. Okay, and just on January 1st, the California Consumer Privacy Act went into effect, and it's being phased in. It was first voted on in 2018. The first phase starts January 1st, and then there's a second phase which goes in on July 1st of this year. And if you want more information, here's a link, oag.ca.gov/privacy/CCPA. And I know it seems like a long link, but like I said, I will be giving these slides and the video over to the Scorebucks County. But just so you know, even though I'm giving it to them, it may take me a little while to get it to them and take them a little while to get it up online on YouTube, etc. So give them a couple days. Someone says, can you recommend a cheat sheet for current social media platforms? I have a platform that I use for social media, and that also does have a deal going on right now. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you what it is. It's you know what? I will send it to Tony and then have him disseminate it out to you as well. And it's a great place for getting social media ideas, etc. I just can't think. I do remember the name, Promo Republic, but I have a deal with them as well. The Promo Republic deal is also $49, but typically they charge, like you'd have to pay them like $300 a year. So why do that? And I'll get that deal out to Tony for you guys. What works best for types of campaigns and segments? Don, I don't know what you're trying to ask me. But I'm going to go on because we're almost to the top of the hour. Email marketing is still one of your best bets in terms of advertising out to people. Still your best way to reach people. And remember that it is permission-based. Timeliness, real-time communication. Have you had any feedback on advertising on Pinterest? I do not have feedback on advertising on Pinterest, but if that's your audience, then you should advertise there. I would say if you're in food or weddings, flowers, anything like that, art, then that's a good place for you to spend your time is on Pinterest and your money. So there are definitely trends towards being able to connect with people. So if someone says something to you or comments on your page, that you're able to get back to them and say something, whether it's a positive comment they make or a negative one, thanks for the comment, or let's get back to you. Somebody who has a negative, never say no, just get back to them. Less is more, don't follow trends. That's a good one, right? Okay, but that means don't follow shiny baubles. P.S. That's my job, not your job. My job is to follow all the shiny baubles so that you can save money and save time in marketing. So anything that I can do to help make your marketing better, smarter, and less expensive is great. And P.S. if I can come up with cheap or free tools that are worthwhile, that's great. I don't think that MailChimp is one of them. And it's not just because I'm a partner with Constant Contact. You don't have to join Constant Contact through me. Just go there and sign up for it. But I will tell you that MailChimp is, they get you in because they say it's free, but it's not easy to use, and you're not doing yourself any favors when it comes to the personalization of the experience of the user. Okay, make a plan, measure success. And lastly, Constant Contact, marketyoursocksoff.com/market-constant-contact. And then email me if you decide to use that, because I'll make sure that you get extra help from me, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you, and there's no extra charge for my help. That's what I like to do. And any questions that I can answer for you, I'm here for you. So speaking of which, we've hit the top of the hour, but I'm here if you have questions. So any questions, go ahead and ask them. I was not smart enough to include a final slide with my email address, but it's Marsha, M-A-R-S-H-A, at marketyoursocksoff.com. And I want to thank all of you for coming today. If there aren't any other questions, then I'm going to hit the road. Have a great day, everybody.